we are here to actually provide all the support to develop students to become a confident graduate that is needed by the industry. Please feel welcome to visit us to see how we do our transformation of students.
When you need something done right, you want a skilled professional. But how do you know they have the right training and the competency to properly apply that training? Making the wrong decision can cost you time and money, and you still haven't met your need. So, what about SolidWorks? As an instructor, you want your students to graduate with a good education and job-ready skills. But how do you prove your proficiency as a SolidWorks instructor? As a student, how do you prove your knowledge of SolidWorks to future employers and get the job of your dreams? And whether you're an instructor or student, how do you know you've learned the material? Enter SolidWorks Certification. SolidWorks student and instructor certifications give you a benchmark to verify knowledge and skill with SolidWorks software. With SolidWorks Certification, you can easily demonstrate your expertise to the SolidWorks community, show your dedication to professional development, and put yourself ahead of your competition. The SolidWorks Academic Certification Provider Program is an industry-standard engineering design competency program that gives students and instructors a competitive advantage and a way to demonstrate their expertise with SolidWorks. As an added bonus, students can take these exams free of charge when their school is a certification program provider. SolidWorks Certification, innovative and effective learning, industry standard accreditation, the skills and expertise to do the job of your dreams. To learn more about SolidWorks Education Solutions, contact solidworks.education@3ds.com or your local value-added reseller. Or visit our website at www.solidworks.com/SWEDU-certification.
During the MCO period, our college still continue to let us study by using e-learning that we know is Blackboard.
The Blackboard system has never stopped being an online platform for lecturers and students to communicate actively.
We assess learning material through blackboards, and lecturer will post questions on the discussion forum, then we answer accordingly.
Lecturers also can send the discussions through the blackboard, and we can also pass the tutorials through the blackboard.
We are able to submit our assignment, lab report, tutorial, and everything on Blackboard to get feedback from our lecturers as soon as possible.
So our Blackboard is constantly getting updated. As soon as the class finishes, he will upload a video of the recording of the class, and he will attach the notes that were used during the class as well.
So as usual, we are able to attend classes but in an online style, which is quite unique and interesting experience for me and my friends.
Instead of attend the class physically to the college, we study via cloud conferencing-based software such as Google Hangout, Skype, and Zoom.
Online learning will compel you to develop self-discipline skills such as time management and project management. You can leverage time management tools to schedule your time and activities using an online calendar.
Online learning also ensures the safety of students and staff due to MCO.
Online learning helps us to communicate with lecturer at any time and any place without missing our class.
Another positive thing that I would like to say is that I believe that this is a step towards the future where education is going to be modernized.
So basically, during this whole online learning experience, it has been a fruitful one, and I would say it is quite effective as compared to face-to-face in class.
Personally, I think this is a very unique experience and will propel more classes to be taught online digitally.
Hi everyone, I am Yuzhong.
My name is Vijay.
My name is Brandon.
My name is Shefar Khan.
I'm Vishali.
I'm Mahendran here.
I'm Cindy Subramaniam.
My name is Vijay Yan.
Stay safe and stay at home. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Charles. I'm a Dassault Systems engineer. I work here doing stuff like this, and it's awesome. Today I've got approximately 2 minutes to tell you about our 3D Experience platform and show you how it's amazing for your 3D projects. So, let's get to the basics. What is the 3D Experience platform? Explanation. It's a platform that gives you access to a catalog of applications, or apps, like the kids say these days. These apps allow you to design, simulate, inform, and collaborate on a project. Got it? Good. Let's imagine you want to build a hoverboard. There's going to be more than one person working on your project. For example, engineer, programmer, marketer, mechanical designer. Before, you used to work like this. No more, now that you can work on a 3D Experience platform. Oh yeah, the platform looks like this. It's pretty cool. First things first, you need to create your personalized dashboard. It's your own pimped out working environment. Then you can invite your friends and colleagues to hang out. Kind of like a video game party. Here we go! Except it's for work. From there, you can finally begin your working journey using the most incredible toolbox ever created. Wow. And inside you won't find this, or this, or this! But rather multiple apps designed to help you collaborate on the project at hand. Every job position receives their own personalized package and therefore applications. For example, if you're an engineer, like this guy, you'll find all the apps you need to virtually simulate your hoverboard. And of course you'll have access to all the necessary collaborative applications that make it feel as if you're in the same room, without having to be in the same room. To resume, you can work on your project from anywhere, on any device. Got it? Good. With the 3D Experience, everything is stored on the cloud. Not this cloud, this cloud. Which means that you can never lose anything, and anyone can access the latest version of a project at any time in total security. Which means you'll never have to listen to this sentence again. Yeah, which version is a good version? Is it master good good final, or final master good? It also means that you can share what you want with who you want and keep what you want to keep private, well, private. Thanks to these project management tools, each individual can share their agendas and progress. And because Dassault Systems is present in every industry...
Charles, wonderful product. Where can I sign to invest?
The 3D Experience platform is the solution you'll use for the rest of your career. So you might as well start using it now. Look at all the business opportunities it presents. Got it? Good. You want to create your own design, challenge yourself? Click on this link right here to subscribe. Right there. You just click it. Take your mouse, go over and you just tick right there. Good job. I'm proud of you. This was fun. See you guys later.
Hello everyone, and welcome to SEGi webinar series, Let's Discover. So let me share my screen first. Okay, so today we are in a SEGi webinar series, Let's Discover SolidWorks for Career Advancement. Okay, so and today's content will be introduction to SolidWorks, SolidWorks for Career Advancement, advantages of SolidWorks in industry, SolidWorks and Industry 4.0, and the last one will be SolidWorks Certification Program. So I'm your host for today, and my name is Swapnaraj Subramaniam. I'm mechanical engineering lecturer from School of Engineering, SEGi College Penang. And with us today is our guest speaker, Mr. Siu Chan Wei. He's a business development manager, IME Group of Companies. So welcome, Mr. Siu Chan Wei.
Hi, Mr. Subana. Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
while looking outside for my kids while talking with you.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Two in one.
Multitask.
Okay, so Mrs. Hugh. So this is an introduction to IME and trading and SolidWorks as well. So where I let Mrs. Hugh to continue from here, where Mrs. Hugh will show us what is SolidWorks and IME trading is about. Okay,
Yeah.
Mrs. Hugh,
Yeah.
I'll let you.
Sure. So, good evening to everyone who on the live streaming today. So I'm Sil. I'm the business development manager for IME Group of Company. So let me share my screen first. Share screen. Share. Okay. Application. My entire screen. Okay. So you should able to see my screen now. All right. So I'm from IME Group of Companies. So basically we are the authorized local reseller for SolidWorks. So in simple is that if even though today you text SolidWorks, you email to them, basically they will divert you to us because we are the authorized local reseller. So I've been with this company like 13 years. So thank you SEGi for inviting me. Reason being because personally I have a special feeling with SolidWorks. In fact, the reason why I get this job is all because of SolidWorks. I'll talk about the story later on. So you can see at bottom in the below in my profile there, you can see CSWP simulation, certified SolidWorks instructor, certified SolidWorks sales, and certified SolidWorks sales solutions professional. So in SolidWorks, basically we have a lot of certifications, and it's all begin with certified SolidWorks professional. So I think later on we can go more detail into that. Okay. So let's discover together on this SolidWorks for career enhancement. So first and foremost about us, IME Group of Companies. So this year we are actually celebrating 40 years of anniversary. In fact, IME Group of Companies, we are even older than SolidWorks. So we actually started the business as a company that retrofit CNC machine. And along the way, because of computer such a trend that time, so that is the moment where my boss start to bring in CAD/CAM solution. So and by some recommendations, we bring in one of the best 3D CAD software in the market, which is SolidWorks. And since the first year until today, we are the authorized reseller for SolidWorks in Malaysia. So over the years, we have been growing. Our company, we have over 140 employees. One thing that I want to shout out here is that you can see that 100% of our technical experts are certified. So let's say they are the SolidWorks technical support, basically all of them are certified SolidWorks professional, because we want to ensure the quality that we deliver to our commercial and even educational customer. And in terms of career, so you can see that in our industry diversified, we are serving over 11 industry in Malaysia. So different country, the segmentation of industries are different. But in Malaysia, if you say 11 key industry, basically it covers most, I would say, all the industry in Malaysia. Okay, so and we work very closely with public and even private learning institute. So in this case, SEGi is one of our partners in this SolidWorks professional program. Okay, and of course we are an ISO certified companies. So let's look into some numbers. So if let's say you have any questions, feel free to just drop your questions, and if I can answer, I'll try my best to answer immediately. So let's talk about SolidWorks today. I mean, when we're talking about career enhancements by learning SolidWorks, it's very important to know some key numbers. So up to 2015, okay, 5 years ago, not today, we are talking about 2.3 million users worldwide. So you can imagine how widely used SolidWorks in the global market. And we're talking about close to 200,000 customers. So just take an average, if let's say each customer having like 10 licenses of SolidWorks, so we are looking around 2 million licenses that is running 24/7. Okay, that we have engineers using it to design cool and innovative products in the market. Even one of the fastest car in the world are designed using SolidWorks. Okay, and it's widely used over 80 countries. So why this is very important is because SolidWorks offers certifications. We have this certified SolidWorks professionals, and certified SolidWorks professional is a skill cert. It's a skill. Okay, so in other words, a skill cert are recognized globally. So if today you have a certifications under SolidWorks, in this case, is certified SolidWorks professional. So if today you are bringing this cert to our neighbor country, let's say I want to work in Singapore, or you want to work in Thailand, okay, you bring this cert over, okay. So when you go for the interview in the local companies, you show them this certificate, so they will recognize your skill, okay, on how to use SolidWorks. So that's the benefits of of having these certifications. And of course, we're talking about sharing one same passions, which is to design. And in this case, we are talking about innovative design. Okay. So if let's say we talk about customer segmentations, okay. So for students, again, maybe you are the first or second year students, maybe you are still not sure which industry is your preferred options. But for those who are in the final year or you have one more year to go before you go for your internship, so you start cracking your head thinking, hey, which industry should I join? So this pie chart may be a very good reference for you. So what you see here is that in terms of the customer segmentations, so the biggest piece here is mold, tool, and die. Okay, and secondly come with high-tech industry. And I would say this 17% of high-tech industry mainly contributed by the factory, by the company in Penang. Okay, you can name any factory or any company that you know in Penang. Yeah, I'm confident that that company is using SolidWorks. Okay, somewhere inside they are using SolidWorks. And a lot of time when we're talking about SolidWorks, students will ask me, is it mean that I need to work as a design engineer or an R&D engineer? Well, the answer is no and yes. Okay, so basically SolidWorks is a 3D design tools. So you're talking about using SolidWorks to design. All right, so that's the fundamental of it. But it doesn't mean that you have to work in this R&D departments. Okay, so for example, mold, tool, and die. I have many customers who are using SolidWorks to design mold, to design jigs. So jigs basically is used in production floor, in manufacturing, for them to do QC checking, for them to hold the finished goods for assembly and other reasons. Okay, I also have customers who use SolidWorks who design tooling. Okay, so they are not directly in the new product development, but they're more onto support side. But in that case, SolidWorks still doing a fantastic job in it. Okay, so biggest in this case is mold, about 19%, and then 17% is from high tech, and followed by automotive industry, industrial machinery, in this case like automation design, machine design, and of course engineering services, and so on as well. Okay, so in terms of industry, yeah, it look like there's a lot of industry that using SolidWorks, but I just make it very simple. I just use the word all industry is using SolidWorks. Okay, most of the industry they are using SolidWorks. And if you have difficulty to find a company, which is, I don't think it's very difficult to find a company that using SolidWorks. But let's say if today you are facing difficulty on finding a company that using SolidWorks, very simple. Talk to your lecturer, come to us, I get you a job. Every month, every week, I have customer call in and talk with me and say that, hey, Sil, I'm looking for candidates. Can you recommend some student for me? Okay. If today I manage to recommend them a student with certified solid professional, they are very happy because at least the confidence level is there. At least you have the cert that feel like, okay, at least I get someone who knows SolidWorks. Because boss doesn't spend 100% of the time using SolidWorks. They got a lot of things to do. But if today I can recommend him someone who have a recognized skill, at least it's lessen their burden. All right. Okay, so these are the industry that using. Personally, one of the industry that I like is the furniture industry. okay, especially the chair design. Okay, I must say I like that a lot. So, and I would say in Malaysia we have like 4 or 5 companies that using SolidWorks to design furnitures and locally build the chair. Okay, and second thing is that students always thought that SolidWorks is just a 3D design software. SolidWorks you can draw in 3D only. Okay, you can draw in SolidWorks only. Okay, but maybe 10 or 12 years ago, yes, SolidWorks is just a 3D design software. But now I would say most of the essential feature is actually integrated into SolidWorks already. For example, simulations. So when we design something, we're looking at it and then we start thinking, is this part okay or not? For example, chair. I mentioned chair just now. Okay, is it okay or not if a guy weight around 90 kg sit on the chair? Is it okay or not? So we might doubt on our design, right, at some point. So in that case, we use simulations to simulate our products in SolidWorks. We are not talking about jumping one software to another software, but we are doing that in SolidWorks. So in that case, once you are done your design, you simulate, you improve your design. Okay, so everything done in the software immediately. Okay, and at the same time nowadays we're talking about this found security, especially company that doing new design. So we are very concerned on IP, especially company in Penang. We have a lot of new product development. So in that case, data management is very important. So in this case, this kind of element is integrated into SolidWorks as well. And last but not least, electrical design, E&E. Wow, basically Penang have the biggest E&E industry in whole Malaysia. So therefore there's a lot of customer in Penang that using SolidWorks to design E&E related parts. Okay, so I'm sharing this is because I want to give you an idea that when you want to search for a job that is SolidWorks related, don't just limit yourself to 3D design. Okay, in fact, you can go beyond, and even there's we call a sub SolidWorks industry, not the main industry, just the design, but the sub industry as well. That, for example, that's relevant to simulations, data management, and then even E&E or electrical design. Okay, all right. So I get some reference from a Human Resource Development Center, okay, HRDF. So what you can see here is that professional certificates, okay, up to 2015, there are a lot of training in the market. Okay, a lot of time when we attend training, most of the training that you get is just a certificate of attendance, which means you attended the training, you completed it, but it doesn't recognize your skill. So in other words is that when you attend the training, let's say it's a 2 days full training, 9 to 5, you go for the training, you sit down, you sleep, you makan, okay, you eat, you wake up, you sleep, you wake up, okay, you listen a little bit, and then you sleep. 2 days done, you complete. So yeah, you complete the training, you get a certificate of attendance. That doesn't really reflect that you gain some skill in the training. So therefore, industry nowadays, the commercial customer, they are a bit skeptical on a certificate of attendance, and a lot of time they are more confident when someone come to them with a professional certificates. Okay, so at least a certificate of completions, or the students or the participants have go through certain assessment, and that is very important. Okay, attend doesn't mean you learn. Okay, you learn doesn't mean you know. So that's very important. That's why most of the SolidWorks customers, okay, local or overseas, when I go for the global conference, I talk with others reseller. In fact, the other students, they're also very concerned about how to recognize the skill. Therefore, a lot of them, they're willing to sit for the exam because they want something that managed to proven their skill. And this is very important. In Malaysia, okay, we are supporting the national inspirations toward having 35% skilled Malaysian worker by 2020. So now we are in the year 2020. We don't have the latest statistic yet, but so far as I know, we still haven't reached 35% skill Malaysian worker. Okay, So that is something that let's work together, or we go to work. If you got a SolidWorks certification, you are recognized, and it gives you an upper hand on securing a job. Okay, facts. Okay, so we have about 66,500 certified solid professional. Again, I'm sorry, I'm using 2015 statistics. So in other words, after this 5 years, we should have more than that. In fact, in Malaysia, we have more than 1,000 certified SolidWorks professional already, and 100% of them are still using SolidWorks, and they are recognized by their employer. Okay, so basically, I explained quite a lot about the importance of the certifications and how it managed to help you to secure a job. Okay, so yeah, so by having a certificates, SolidWorks certifications, okay, so though it's about career, but I always emphasize on this certification thing, is because it really make you to be someone special. And as I mentioned earlier, okay, because of SolidWorks, I landed this job. I remember 13 years ago when I come to this company for an interview, okay, I'm glad that I learned SolidWorks because that time in my university, our lukisan kejuruteraan or the technical drawing class, we actually learning 2D only. Okay, we are just learning 2D only. In fact, I stand up, I raise my hand, and then I ask the professor, I say, hey, professor, why we are still learning 2D? I thought we're supposed to be learning 3D. So he can't answer these questions. Maybe that time they still don't equip with SolidWorks or so. But I found out that one of the lab have SolidWorks. So I took an initiative. I spend my personal time and I go to learn SolidWorks myself. Okay, and because of having this skill, when I come to IME for interview, I become the first options for them to consider. Okay, and the rest basically is a history. And now I'm still in this company for 13 years. So I started as a technical, and because of my strength in SolidWorks, I have continued as a trainer, and then I continue as a pre-sales, and currently as a business development manager. Besides promoting SolidWorks, I'm actually leading this Industrial 4.0 initiative as well, because even SolidWorks itself is moving toward these directions. So that is my personal story on how I secure a job because of SolidWorks. And another story that I want to share is we have one student, it's like 7 or 8 years ago. So this student academically, he's not so good. So the parents come to us, and then the parents say, is there anything that we can help? So I believe he just completed A-level. Okay, he just completed A-level, and he doesn't show interest on completing diploma or even degree. So when the parents come to us, so what we did is that we trained him. He got a certified SolidWorks professional, I guess, certifications. And with that, he landed a job as a drafter. Okay, drafter. Okay, drafter means you just, when the boss give you a drawing, you just basically draw according to the drawing. Well, sound like very simple, but I can tell you, okay, a lot of graduate facing difficulty on completing a 2D drawing to 3D. Okay, it's no joke. Okay, a lot of students still have this difficulty on doing that, and that's why a lot of time my customer, when they hire, they will take up a technical drawing, they will turn on SolidWorks, say give a try. You want to see whether the student can draw or not, so he can do that. Okay, and now, okay, he taking up as a product development manager role in a Singapore company. Now he no longer working in Malaysia, but now he's in Singapore. Okay, so of course I feel very happy for him. Okay, because of this program, we managed to help him to secure a job. Okay, and he's currently very successful. So I think his salary should be more than me lah, earning Singapore dollar lah. Okay, so that's why that's the importance of having a skill. Okay, this is a skill, right? SolidWorks is a skill, and to verify your skill, certification is one of the way. Okay, So I encourage students who are considering to learn SolidWorks, please go ahead and learn. I believe SEGi have these facilities. So by all means, go ahead. And once you have completed the training, you may start to consider whether you want to go for the certifications or not. Okay, so that's of my sharing on SolidWorks and career. So back to you. So you have any questions that you wanted to ask? I think I talked quite a lot.
That's a lot of information actually. That's very interesting, and thank you, Mr. Xu, for sharing with us. So before that, let me share my screen first. All right. So can see my screen, right?
Yeah, can see the screen.
Okay. Mr. Xu, okay. Again, thank you. When listening to what you were saying is that reminds me how I learned SolidWorks as well. Wait, before SolidWorks actually.
Who taught you SolidWorks?
Actually, I learned myself.
Okay, we have the same history.
That is actually a history there. I learned AutoCAD first. I mean, I got certified for AutoCAD.
Yeah. Okay.
I started off my master, but my master degree requires me to draw internal combustion engine, internal part of engine. Okay, and then at that time, I only know how to draw using AutoCAD and not AutoCAD, then not SolidWorks. So I was trying to draw in AutoCAD, the 3D drawing, because I need to do the simulation part. So the difficulty is that I need to draw in AutoCAD, and then I need to convert to ANSYS and then do the simulation. And then the worst part is drawing it in AutoCAD. It's not easy. Okay, and then my senior was like he was doing it in SolidWorks. So when I looked at it, he was doing it at that very simple, very easy. So then I was like, hey, that is very software to use. So why not I try it as well? So slowly I started to learn how to do it, and yes, it is very easy.
Hey, Subhana.
Yeah.
You remind me an experience that I have in my college in my hostel is when all my course mate is burning the midnight oil on completing the project, technical kejuruteraan project using AutoCAD. I basically done it easily with SolidWorks, So I've been walking around, and then they keep asking me, hey, Sil, why you're so free? Have you completed your job? I said, I done it by using 3D, and I convert as a 2D drawing. So just like flap, and then I got my the output already. But because of they're using 2D software, so they have to draw the front, the top, the side. Then they have to draw the 3D ISO view. That is the challenging part with 2D software. So that's what I experienced. Yeah.
That's why AutoCAD is very challenging. But then nowadays, even though there is a straight 3D drawing, but not as convenient as SolidWorks is. And I would like to take this opportunity to say that now when I'm teaching the SolidWorks, SolidWorks not only drawing, like what you have said earlier, it's not just drawing. It also packed with all the rest of like simulation. So these are the two components that we use a lot, especially for mechanical engineering students. Right?
Yeah.
So for example, they want to design something, they need to know whether it's applicable or not. Correct or not? And then
yes.
And show them whether it can be applied or cannot be applied, whether the particular design is suitable or not for the particular application. So that's a very good software actually.
Yes, I agree with you. And that's why SEGi is teaching students on SolidWorks.
I'm sorry?
That's why SEGi teaching your student with SolidWorks. Because you make a right choice.
I mean, that's a good thing that we have SolidWorks with us. The student learn something the best out of it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Okay. So without any delay, so I mean, you already explained in detail, but then I still have.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead if you have any questions.
Yes, Q&A dialogue on SolidWorks. I have prepared some Q&A for you actually. So let's have a look at the first one. So the first one, like you can see, what type of job that is requires the use of SolidWorks?
Okay. As mentioned earlier, there's no industry limitations that which industry to use SolidWorks. Okay, if any one of you just look around your house, the left and right, up and down, anything that you see here can design using SolidWorks. Okay, anything that you see here, the table, the chair that I'm sitting, the table in front of me, I have customer using SolidWorks to design with the wood texture on it. The lamp on top of me, I have customer who designing expensive and stylish lamp using SolidWorks. My Starbucks cup, okay, you can use SolidWorks to design. So basically, any industry that need to do design, you can use SolidWorks. So basically, there are no industry restrictions. And then in terms of job scope, beside like I say, beside doing mechanical or R&D design, okay, so even those who are in a production floor, you can use SolidWorks as well. Like I say, the most common one is jigs and features design. I have many customers using SolidWorks to design the jigs. So based on the end product, they capture the surface and they design the jigs. So that is using SolidWorks as well.
Alright. So, like what you say, yes, is the anyone, the word, anyone can actually now use SolidWorks, because you see, we have 3D printers.
Yeah.
So you can actually design and then also print the whatever you want at your home. So that's why the keyword that you say just now, anyone.
Anyone, basically anyone. In fact, I plan to teach my daughter to learn SolidWorks soon. She's now 6. I think it's the right time for her to learn 6. Instead of spending time watching YouTube, okay, I'll prefer her to learn something that beneficial to her.
Yeah, she can actually print her own toys, right?
Yes. You can find on YouTube, there's actually quite a lot of video sharing that the students using 3D software to draw something based on their creativity, and then they use 3D printer to print it out. So it's quite fun to watch that kind of video.
Yes, correct. And they can use SolidWorks as well to draw, and it's more accurate as well.
Yeah.
All right. So with that, number 2. Okay, the question is, if I am a fresh graduate, can SolidWorks credential help me get employed when compared to other fresh graduates who do not have SolidWorks credentials?
Okay, definitely student who know SolidWorks have the benefits or advantage. I use the word advantage. Basically, they have the advantage on getting a job. If let's say I'm just talking about Penang, most of the factory, most of the company in Penang, they are using SolidWorks. Okay, so you won't have any difficulty on landing a job if you know SolidWorks. Okay, and second thing is that IME group of companies, like I say, very often I get calls from customer asking for candidates. So if really you have that difficulty to find a job, come to us. We are willing to help. But I believe students from SEGi shouldn't have any problem getting a job, right? The employment rate is like 100%, right?
Yes.
And
so
that's why we can help. I mean, either you can find a job yourself, or you can come to us. We can help you to get a job.
Yes, I believe we also work together on whereby we can actually share with you our students' resume, where you can help us on that. Am I right?
Yes, you're right.
I forgot the word. What we call
resume.
Even
your student want to go overseas to work, okay, we even have that kind of connections. Pass your resume to me. I just pass to our partner in others country. Easily they can get you a job. Okay,
that's great.
But the challenge that I always face is I mean, sorry to say students, please don't hate me, but if I say this, a lot of times students prefer to join a company that have a profile, I would say MNC company, okay? But personally, I always recommend students to try to go with the local company as a start. Because if today you are, if today you want to learn like everything in the industry, okay, SME, local SME is a good place to learn. Basically, if you can perform, the boss will trust you, and you're learning from A to Z. Okay, A to Z, and at the end, basically you can see from the scratch designing something from SolidWorks and how it landed in the production and the end product. You can learn everything. Okay, and as I said, SolidWorks doesn't just stop at the design stage. SolidWorks will basically follow the 3D file all the way to the end product, the end of life. So do consider that kind of company. If student interest to join this kind of company, I can help. We can help. Okay. Right.
So wrap up on that is that basically the summary, student with the SolidWorks obviously they have more advantage. Am I right? Like what you said,
Yes.
By the industry, but again, as the boss wants to hire you, obviously will go for someone who have a proof.
Skill. Yes.
Yeah, skill. I mean, skill. Everyone can get it. Yes, but then they need to see a proof. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah, especially
recognize skill.
Yeah, the proof that they recognize. So especially the CSWA and CSWP, they're basically the recognized, certified from SolidWorks. Am I right?
Yes, that's why you see the questions that we are answering during the examinations for CSWA or CSWP.
Yes.
We are talking about the same questions that the student is taking now in America. It's the same questions. So that's why it's internationally recognized, because we're talking about the same difficulty and the same challenge everywhere in the world. Yeah. So that's the value of CSWP.
Yes, correct. It's the same software across the world. So
yes,
has to be the same questions.
Yes.
Okay, so with that, third one, if I am an engineer, can SolidWorks help advance my career in engineering field?
Yes, as simple as yes.
So, how you think it will help? For example, I'm an engineer. I'm working in the industry. For example, let's take any industry that relates to design, mechanical design. So, how it can help me to go up the ladder?
Okay. I put an example from vocational school. Okay, so I have students who are from technical school. Okay, technical school. So he started as a CNC programmer, operator, machine operator. Okay, he worked as a machine operator. So after a couple of years, he very hardworking. So 3-4 years he's working in the operation side. I mean, operating the CNC machine. So come to the 5th year. So one day the boss sit down with me. So the boss said that he quite admire this young chap. He like him. So in that case, he wants to promote him to be an executive, sit in the office, because he know about the production very well already, and he want to give him a chance, a promotion. He want to give him a promotion. So in that case, he sit with us, and the first thing come to his mind is that he want this operator to learn SolidWorks. And that is what the first thing come into his mind. So I asked, why you want an operator to learn SolidWorks? Because he said that now this guy, he basically, the hands-on skill is very good. So if today he learn SolidWorks 3D modeling skill, I have no worry that my guy, are facing any problem on the design know-how. Because basically when he design, he know all the production concern, the difficulty that we'll face. So he begin with the end in mind. So when he design, so he know which area that he have to take notes during the designing. So, and that's why he said that this is the right guy that I want to promote. So in that case, he sent this operator to learn SolidWorks, and now this operator taking a role as senior engineer on product design. So you see that's how SolidWorks advance his career enhancement. Enhance his career in this company. So this is how SolidWorks can help.
All right, so that's a good info. I mean, I have to agree with you as well on this, because design as a design engineer, you actually they look everything. Okay, they need to know from A to Z. All right.
Yeah.
So that's how they are very helpful. So SolidWorks is much more easier, like what you have shared just now.
Yes. Correct.
All right, so let's have a look at the fourth one. What are engineers doing in industry with SolidWorks? Very
What
general questions.
yeah, this is very in general. But if I use back the same example I mentioned just now, the operator story, basically SolidWorks are using for product design all the way to productions. Okay. And eventually when we're talking about industrial 4.0, okay, we are talking about a future that is paperless in production floor. Okay, so when we're talking about paperless in production floor, which means we're no longer holding a big piece of A0 paper with all the technical details like the tolerance and all sort of thing.
Yes.
So that kind of thing you will not see in the production floor. In fact, it will be like something we see in those science fiction movie where even in the production floor we are wearing safety helmets and then holding a tablet. So when you're doing the QC checking, instead of open up a drawing, telescope, finding it, you're talking about using your tablet and then you're scrolling around, okay, check the area they want to check, and then you just zoom in and click. Basically, you can see all the dimensions. So this is what we call model-based definitions. Okay, model-based definition is actually part of SolidWorks features. And if you refer to the US Army, they've been widely using this kind of methods already. In other words, they are eliminating the use of paper. Okay, so in the future, 3D model will appear frequently in the production floor. Okay, so you see TV, you see tablets. So when they are doing QC checking, like I said, they just change to the 3D view that they want, dimension will pop up and they can check. Even they want to check the measurement of the hole, there's just like zoom using finger, just zoom in the hole, just click on the diameter, all the detail pop up, pum, just like that. So that's how it SolidWorks and how engineering will be using it. And now it's the future. I have more and more customers moving toward that direction.
Yes. And on top of that, having VR,
Yes, VR, yeah. If you go into a high-tech industry like aerospace and automotive, I guess they already start using VR by using SolidWorks to create the environment. Okay. If you come to our innovation day, okay, you can have this VR experience where you eventually you can like wear the VR. You have the 3D automotive, the car in front of you, where you can like open the door, virtually sit in it with the dashboard in front of you, and then turn on and off all sort of thing. Yeah, you can have that kind of experience as well, the 3D experience.
Yes. So that's the thing that I'm looking at SolidWorks. They are moving very fast now, covering a lot of areas of engineering, not only mechanical design, not only part design, including electrical as well. Am I right?
Yes, electrical as well. 2D, 3D diagram you can done in SolidWorks.
Yes, correct. So now a lot of engineers are involved with SolidWorks, like what we have said earlier, right?
Yes.
So SolidWorks is becoming very important.
Yeah.
So next, like how can SolidWorks improve design activity and productivity for employees and manufacturing companies?
Okay. The most important thing here is we're talking about shorten the design cycle. The design cycle. It's very difficult to get the first design right at the first time. Okay. So, but it's very important is that we save time on revisions or redesigning. Okay. So as I say, last time the experience that you face is that you're using 2D. Okay, even though you're using 3D when you have complete the model, when you want to do simulations, you have to jump from one software to another software. You have to save into those general format like STL, IGES. Okay, because that simulation software do not support the native 3D file format that you're using. Okay, so that is the time loss. Okay, and that is why last time when we want to get a new product in the market, taking such a long time. Okay, now you can see phones. Last year we're talking about 1 or 2 model in a year. Now it's like every month we're talking about new model, because the design cycle has been shortened by having 3D design. I'm not to say because of this, but this is one of the reason. One of the reason we shorten the design cycle. So whenever there's a changes, we can easily done in the software. Just take simulation as a sample. Let's say you have set up the environment for the simulations, you get the result, and then you feel like the result is not right, so you want to change, let's say, the diameter to be slightly smaller. Okay, so once you change the size, you do not need to spend the time to readjust and set up again. You just like redesign, update, click a refresh button, and the software SolidWorks simulation itself will run in SolidWorks and recalculate the whole structure. So that is a time saving that we are looking at, and that is something that SolidWorks doing fantastically and getting better and better over the year. So that's how we earn productivity with this. And also, like I said just now, more and more factory are using 3D model in the production floor. So that's why we are looking at an instant update in the new design will immediately reflect in the production floor. Okay, so that is something you're looking at, because if you're talking about dependency on printed technical drawing, which means when I have a revised model, I have to print it out and pass over to my production floor. But everything here is real time. When I change it here, I just pop a message to my production manager. So he just open up the 3D model. Basically, they're looking at the model that I'm looking at it, the same thing. So that's how we improve again in terms of productivity. So this is how fantastic is SolidWorks.
Yes, yes. When I was lecturing the subject itself, I find it is very interesting compared to my experience during my master. When I draw in AutoCAD and then I use it in different software, something goes wrong. I want to improve the design. Oh, that's havoc. So SolidWorks basically cut off all that unnecessary activities. After you've done simulation, you know what to change, like what you say, diameter or certain thickness, just change. Then you no need to set the parameters again and again. Then run the simulation in just split of seconds.
Yep.
So that's how good the SolidWorks is. Okay, so next we move on. What are the advantages the SolidWorks have for Industry 4.0?
Okay. I have a slide on this one. Let me share my screen on this.
All right.
Okay. So let me know when you see my screen.
Okay, I can see.
Okay. So Industrial 4.0 is a big hoo-ha nowadays. Okay, and everything is going toward this Industrial 4.0. So I do have a lot of customers ask me as well. So how about 3D industry, CAD/CAM industry? So what you're seeing here is the national policy of Industrial 4.0. So in other words, we call Industrial Forward, and this is for Malaysia. Okay, so we split it into 11 key pillars. Okay, so what we're looking at here is this 5 pillar that is relevant to CAD/CAM, or in this case relevant to SolidWorks. So if you look at augmented reality, I think we just covered that just now. Additive manufacturing, we covered that. Simulation, we talk a lot about it as well. So basically, these 3 features is what SolidWorks already have before the big hoo-ha of Industrial 4.0. But now what I'm going to talk here is about these 2, Internet of Things and cloud computing. So in other words, what we are expecting the future of CAD/CAM is that the CAD software, or in this case SolidWorks, will going towards cloud. Okay, imagine one day you can actually access SolidWorks through tablets, through MacBook, or even with a phone. You can easily access to SolidWorks. And when we're talking about access SolidWorks, we're not talking about just like rotating and then viewing our design, like zoom in, zoom out like that. No. Okay, we're talking about designing in a tablets or in a mobile phone using a stylus or Apple Pencil. You can just draw and design in that. So that is how SolidWorks going toward Industrial 4.0. And the current platform that we're using here is called 3D Experience, or SolidWorks on Cloud. So what we are see here is, first, we have this social media-like kind of collaborative area, okay, for students who've been using Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, right? So we like to post things and ask people, and then we have a lot of kepochi friends who like to comment a lot. So you can see that we have this kind of features to promote conversations. When you design something, okay, this is actually a glimpse of X design, or we call SolidWorks on cloud. It can run on tablets or notebooks, okay, and even on a big screen. So once you design something, you can like share, okay, into the chatting area, and then this is where you can attract your classmates or your colleagues to start to comment and giving throwing idea, brainstorming, that kind of thing. Okay, for lecturer like you, all right, you can always use this as a tools to do assignment. Okay,
Yes.
you can ask students to submit their homework into online cloud drive, or in that case, this is called 3D drive. It's something like our Google Drive kind of thing. So students submit their homework here, and then you can use the 3D viewer to view their design. So this kind of platform is already in the market now, or we call 3D experience, and it's a platform. It's a very fabulous platform, and personally I like it a lot. And ultimately, I would say most of the software in the future will be on cloud. In other words, zero installations, no worry on IT, no worry about my version is latest or old version. But whenever you log in through your browser, maybe Google Chrome, Windows Explorer, when you log in, you are accessing to the latest versions of the software, and you can access anytime, anyway. So this is what the CAD/CAM industry is moving towards in terms of Industrial 4.0. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
All right. So that's good information. So let me share my screen. Okay, so like what you have said about the advantages that SolidWorks has for Industry 4.0, I'm quite attracted to the last one you said, the cloud, where the student can share the design, where we can actually comment. I can see straight away what they have submitted. So even if I can see it when they go to industry, the boss can see it immediately. Okay,
Yes.
so you don't have to go for meeting, then you present it. Right? So you can straight away design, upload. The boss can look into it through the cloud.
Yes.
And then you can ask you to change whatever you want. Okay, so this is very fast. That's very good. Okay, and then let's move on with the last question. Can you explain about SolidWorks certification?
Okay, I think I cover a little bit on this one. SolidWorks certification, it comes with CSWA and CSWP as a core. So CSWA is Certified SolidWorks Associate. So that's basically the one that we recommend for students. So you just need to attend the basic training. Okay, so once you have the basic skill, and when you are ready, you can sit for these examinations. So if you pass, which is shouldn't be a difficult thing for you to pass as anyway. So once you pass the examinations, you will have the access to something we call a SolidWorks Certification Center. So your name will appear in this SolidWorks Certification Center, and you will be given a digital cert. Okay, so this cert will go with you forever. So even if today you go to the company interview and then you say that I am a certified SolidWorks associate, okay, so the company can actually go to there, okay, search your name, and it will pop up your certification. So it's a recognition. Like I said, it's a worldwide recognition. Okay, so the exam for CSWP, okay, this one you need to spend an additional effort to attend the advanced training as well. So after you attended the advanced training, you will sit for this exam. Okay, so same thing, you pass the exam, you get the certification from SolidWorks. Not from me, not from IME, it's from SolidWorks. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you, Mr. Siu. That's a lot of information, and then knowing how important the SolidWorks is, we actually from SEGi College we are very glad to to include SolidWorks in our our courses, our engineering courses especially. Okay, so we actually do offer plenty of courses that cater modern industry. Then SolidWorks is one of them. Okay, SolidWorks in SEGi College actually, like earlier we say, like you said, anyone. Okay, that is true enough. Anyone now can learn SolidWorks in SEGi College Penang. Right? Okay, and then we also include it into our mechanical engineering course structure. It's a part of the structure whereby the student can learn and then they can walk away with both degree certificate and also CSWA certificate at no additional cost. All right. Then working with IME, we able to provide double certification. That means one, when they pass the CSWA, is a straight from SolidWorks. Am I right? Like what you said?
SolidWorks, yeah.
Yeah. And another one is from IME itself as a certificate of participation, regardless on whether you pass or fail, as long as you attended the CSWA. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes. And then on top of that, IME also support us on a refresher class and CSWA exam. And we did one round already, and then we have a lot of students that actually passed the exam. So there are some.
That's great. That's great.
So actually, your IME staff actually very helpful on top of that when they come to a refresher class. The student really happy to meet Mr. Khairul. Khairul Sulaiman, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Khairul.
Yeah, so he is very good, and on a refresher class, our student are very happy on top of that as well. Okay, and as you can see here, as everyone can see here on the left, actually is the brochure that we have for our engineering students. So those who are interested to join as engineering students. So these are something that we offer where SolidWorks is embedded into the engineering courses, whereby, like what I said earlier, when they finish their degree, they walk away with a degree certificate and as well as a SolidWorks certificate at no additional cost. Okay, and then along the way they got free software as well. Okay, all thanks to IME. And on the right hand side is what we open for everyone, whereby anyone can come and join our SolidWorks associate training, and I also can sit for the exam. So it's like more like a short course. Anyone can register and learn, and then it comes with a promotion now. There's early bird promotion, as you can see, and the original fee for this course to take the CSWA is 2,000 ringgit per person, but now we're giving out for 55% discount if you register before 10th June 2020. So if you do some calculation, I done here. So fee after the discount will be like 900 ringgit per person, and on top of that, there will be 100 ringgit for registration. So all together it will be 1,000 ringgit only compared to the original fee. That is I think it's a very, very low the market. Okay, so if anyone interested to join, okay, you can always contact me. My name is Sobana Raj, and the contact number is 0426338888. And on top of that, any inquiries you want to know about SolidWorks, you can always message me at a Telegram, and my ID is written there, Sobana Raj, and also can join our Telegram group, SEGi SolidWorks, at the link given t.me/SEGi SolidWorks as well. Okay, so this is the promotion currently we have in in SEGi College Penang. All right. So now I would like to open this session as a Q&A session for those who are here, for the visitors. So the first question is Mr. Adrian Lin asking, is that SEGi College Penang, how much do you charge for the SolidWorks course? Okay, I think I already explained just now. It's actually it's like a short course for those outsiders. they can register, and we can plan it out, the training duration for you. Okay, and for time being, due to MCO, I think we are still planning on the distance learning option. But anything, you can actually message me at a Telegram, or you can actually call me to further inquire about the option. So let me see if there is any other questions. Okay, so I think there's no much questions. And Mr. Adrian Ling asking repeat the Telegram group ID again. Okay, sorry, I will show you the share the screen again. Okay, so the SEGi SolidWorks Telegram group is, the link is t.me/SEGi SolidWorks. Okay, so that is you can always join, and we also will post like a future webinars, okay, and then any promotions. Okay, we will do most few webinars after this if there is. Okay, so we will post whatever latest news in the group as well. And if you have any questions, you also can raise in the group. All right. So I hope now. So next question is what is the typical duration of the course? So for time being, we plan it for 5 days. At least one day will be approximately 8 hours face to face. That's how is planned. Huh? So it will take approximately 5 days, but then it could be weekends. All right. So we could be every weekend, every Saturday, or you can most probably it will be on weekend. So let me see if any other questions. Okay, so I think there's no more questions. Okay, if there are more questions, I will actually attend you personally. All right, so let's move on. I'd like to share something here. Okay, so those who have joined us, so please register here at the given link. Okay, this is when you register, you will get an e-certificate. Those who join us today live. Okay, and this link will be open for 30 minutes from now. Okay, and once you have registered, it will be emailed to you within 7 days. So please have a look at the link. Right, and also please join our Telegram, our SEGi College Telegram. So if you are a student, you can join at the above link, and then if you are a teacher, you can join at the bottom link. Okay, so this is our Telegram group. So let me go back to the screen. Okay, so Mrs. Yu, thank you very much. So that's a lot we learned about SolidWorks today. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I can share more if you want, but we can arrange another time for that.
Yes. In future, obviously, I will be happy to see you again. Talk more about the SolidWorks actually. Okay.
Sure, no problem. Anytime.
Okay, so with that, I think that's all for today. Thank you, Mrs. Yu, for coming. And
thank you for having me.
Okay, so thank you. That's all.
Okay.